We're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to do a quick intro really fast of who the speaker is for us tonight. And then after that, she's going to lead the call. She's going to tell you all the cool stuff about Hilo. And then afterwards, we are going to have a time that you guys can ask questions if you want to. So I'm getting ready to introduce to you Leah Milquest. She is a friend. She and I have each other for a few years now. We did another business together. I absolutely love her. We roomed together a couple years ago, and that's where we first bonded, and we just have a really great friendship. So anyway, Leah and her husband, Sam, have been with World Global Network since February of this year, just February. They achieved the rank of diamond in 9 weeks, which is like record-breaking time. Very impressed by that. Leah has her master's degree in wellness management with 12 years experience in the wellness industry and public health. And then Sam is a graphic designer, and he's an owner of 2 small businesses. So that is Miss Leah. She is well on her way to climbing the ladder even further. And I am so happy to be working with her doing Hilo now. So I'm going to turn it over to Leah. Are you there?
Hey girl, yes I am. Thank you so much. Yes, Jenny and I go back a couple of years here, and you guys, you being invited to this call by Jenny Paquette is a gift for sure, because being in business with her, I know this girl doesn't do anything small and has hit the ground running here, and just so excited to be working with you again, Jenny. So thank you for that introduction. You guys, thank you for jumping on here with us tonight. I'm going to try to keep it to 20 minutes or less and then open up for questions. So if you're able to hang out and you have some questions, so more than happy to answer. I am going to mute everybody's lines out just so we don't have any background noise, because we are recording this. Anybody that isn't able to get on with us live. Awesome. Okay, and I'm going to share my screen also, because I'm going to go through a few things with you guys. One moment here. I know we usually have a mix of people on when we do this, so maybe you guys were looking for something, just want to check out another opportunity, need something different, just are bored. Like, we always have a mix of people. Maybe you're on here just doing Jenny a favor, checking it out, hearing what she's up to these days. Or maybe you're like my husband and I, and we weren't looking for anything. She mentioned we have our hands full. We have a few businesses and a full-time job with my husband and 3 kiddos, and life is busy like it is for most people. But when I got this text message saying, are you guys open to checking out a 2-minute video, and I saw what this device does, with my background in public health and wellness, I knew this was going to be a game changer and it was going to change lives. So I knew we had to take a second look. And I'm so, so thankful that we did, because in these past 6 short months, which is crazy when I think it's only been 6 months, it's really changed our life already. And so I'm excited to be on here to get to share this with you guys as well. So can everybody see my screen? Thumbs up? Yeah, good. Okay. I'm going to get that plugged in. All right, so our company is World Global Network, and oftentimes people are like, well, I've never heard of World before. Why is this? We launched in the US 9 months ago, but it's actually a 6-year-old company, which is really cool, because it gives us this unique dynamic of having an established company, but being ground floor in the US and Canada. And also our flagship product, the Hilo, it is ground floor across the world with this, because we have just launched it 9 months ago. The beta version came out.
To see our full income disclosure, please visit our website at www.worldgn.com.
Awesome. So we always play that at the beginning of these presentations, just because it's really good when you're talking about income opportunities to do that. I love this company because it takes everything very seriously as far as the FTC goes and all that kind of stuff. So just never know when it's going to play. So it kind of startles me when I get to that slide. So you guys, I'm going to cover 5 main points here tonight on why this is such an incredible opportunity. In case you didn't get a chance to see the 2 or the 7-minute video, I want to just touch on briefly what our device is, and it's our main product. We have 2 products right now, and I'll touch on the other one, but really the main one is the Hilo. It is in the wearable technology space. It's a wearable device that does we say kind of the tagline is it's a Fitbit on steroids, but honestly, I don't even like to compare it to a Fitbit because it's so much better. It's really much more of a health monitor. It does the steps and that kind of stuff as well. But we do blood pressure and breath rate and sleep and mood and energy. There's an EKG function on it. And some things that people have really, really gravitated towards is our guardian function, which just means you can set up alerts. So any of these biometrics that our device reads, if there's a certain range, you want to know if you go out of that, you can set it up to where you will get a text message and you can have people on what's called our We Care, and they will get alerts also. So you can have loved ones monitoring you, and you can monitor others from anywhere around the world. And we are currently developing something called a life log. So you'll be able to see your health history in terms of the metrics that this reads over time, and it gives you scores and gives you suggestions, and it's just really cool. We also have a panic button on the side of the device where if you push that twice, like right now if I push it, my husband's going to get a text message saying, Leah, push your panic button, and going to give GPS coordinates of where I am when I pushed it. So thinking of, kids away at school, older parents, just anybody, that peace of mind to where, like my mom lives on her own now, and I know that if she always has her helo on, if she were to get into a situation where she can't get to her phone, she can just push that twice, and I'm going to be alerted to know that I need to go check on her. So you guys, the device as it is today is incredible because there's nothing else like it out there, but even what's coming it's going to continue to just be a game changer. They're projecting fourth quarter. We're in the final testing phases of it, but we're also going to have blood glucose monitoring, and we have somebody not on mute here. 1 second. Okay, we're good there. Also, blood alcohol monitoring. So what's cool is we are a debt-free company. We're publicly traded. So the company out of Silicon Valley that developed the blood alcohol, we're just purchasing the whole company right now, and so we'll have exclusive rights to this technology. So, and I mean it when we say blood alcohol. Anybody wearing the device will be able to go out if you had a couple drinks, usually you're like, oh, I'm fine to drive. You'll actually be able to look at your app and it will tell you your blood alcohol levels. So it won't be a guessing game anymore. You actually will know if you're at a safe place where you can drive. Or if you're like, okay, I need to know when I need to drive the line or draw the line to minimize that chance for a headache tomorrow. It's going to be, when you think about the implications of what the ability of that is going to be, it's totally incredible. It will also have a mosquito shield, and we are just getting started with this device, and with how forward thinking of a technology company we are, the sky is going to be the limit. So I'm going to get into those 5 points now. The number one is that we have an extremely relevant product. So we are in the space of wearable technology, and this information on this slide is according to Forbes. It's been in Times and Business Week. It's good. The space of wearable technology is going to grow $20 billion over the next 2.5 years. Because last year there was 123 million devices sold, and it was a $14 billion industry. Forbes predicts that by 2020 it's going to triple, 411 million devices, and grow to a $34 billion industry. And we know that technology runs the world. It doesn't move backwards, it doesn't slow down, and it doesn't wait for you or I to understand it before it's making leaps and bounds in the future. This is just the first time that this technology is coming out through network marketing. So just the average Joe person is able to capitalize and earn off of the sale of these devices. So the second point is we have no competition. So there is no other device like it in the world right now. We are a category creator in the terms of life sensing technology, but also within the network marketing model, there's no other company out there like this. So people can't say, I tried to build that once before and it didn't work out for me. It's never been done before. And there's a lot of great companies out there. I absolutely love this industry for what it gives for people for as far as time and financial freedom. But a lot of 80% of the companies out there fall within health and wellness, makeup, or skincare. So a lot of the companies, it's just a crowded conversation where people are trying to share, my product is good because of this, or ours is better because of that. We don't have that here because nobody else is out there selling wearable tech. You guys, we have been featured on Fox News 3 times. Last week, it was on the Today Show, it was on CBS News, and And the news channels they're not coming to us to say, or excuse me, we're not going to them to say we feature our device. They're coming to us because they're getting wind of what this device is doing for people. In fact, there's a family on our team specifically. They have a 4.5-year-old boy that has an illness. I think it's called CHA. And he has low potassium and his blood pressure drops to the extreme where he actually loses consciousness. And I know I got to know her over Zoom because they live down in Florida, and she would tell me, like, I never know in the morning if I'm going to wake up and he's going to be gone because we didn't catch that his blood pressure dropped. And they've had many times had to take him into the ER and get him revived. And they were featured on the news because for the first time ever, they have peace of mind because they're going to get an alert as soon as his blood pressure drops. And so it's just been cool. We've had story after story on how this is impacting people's lives already, just because you're able to have that real-time feedback on what your biometrics are doing. So you guys, we are also publicly traded, and I love this because it really speaks to kind of the legitimacy, the accuracy of the device. And we have open records as far as financial stuff goes. This is kind of a trend here on what the stock has done, and we are about 90 days away from taking it to the NASDAQ. So if you have any stock watchers out there, it's definitely one you're going to want to pay attention to, because I know the company has big goals for the stock. And we have a partnership with Toshiba, and that's like the legitimate Toshiba, the big tech giant company. They actually have partnered with World Global Network, and it's the first time ever that a technology company has partnered with a network marketing company. And another question we get asked often is, how come you can't buy these devices like at Target or Best Buy? And it's they actually, when Toshiba wanted to enter into this wearable tech space, knowing how much it's growing and going to boom over the next few years, they came to Fabio, our CEO, and wanted to buy his device because they knew he was going to come out with the latest and greatest. And as far as we know in this industry right now, these companies that are already in the wearable tech space are needing to turn more to health monitoring to kind of keep in the game, because there's some really great devices out there, but that people want more than just steps and calories now. So when they came to Fabio and said that we want to buy your device because he had developed these awesome algorithms, he wouldn't sell. And he said, I know that network marketing is the most fast and efficient way to bring a product to market. So he wants to affect people's lives around the world with being able to have this real-time health monitoring. So he wouldn't sell. So they decided he said, I'll partner with you. So Toshiba's lawyers did 3 months of research on the company, made sure, because that's never been done before. So, before they're going to put their name on it, they'd had to be checked out. And the company has top accolades across the board. The business for home, the DSA, we're publicly traded, like everything, top ratings. So they were like, all right. And that's it was in January or end of last year that partnership formed. So it's just been really exciting to kind of see where this has come in such a short time. And I beat myself to the punch here a little bit. The third point is that partnership with Toshiba. And this is our CEO. I mean, he's just a technology genius. He was one of the first people to develop the touch screen, one of the first people to bring internet to Italy. He's just really gifted as a technology inventor. And the reason he decided because the company's 6 years old, like I mentioned, and it was in the telecommunications space before. When they decided to make this move over into wearable tech, it's because his father had diabetes, and he just watched his health decline as the effects of the disease took over. And he just knew he needed to make the shift so he could affect quality of life for people. And his father worked hard all his life, was just looking forward to retirement, to travel and spend time with the grandkids. And it was a year after he retired that diabetes actually ended up taking his life. And he's just like, that's not the way it should be. And it's so sad, the statistics, 75% of people can't retire when the time comes, and 23%, or once 75%, they have to rely on the government or family or friends to retire. 23% end up going back to work, and only 2% can comfortably retire at the standard of living that they had before. And he's just like, there's just something not right about that. So that's another reason he's really passionate about this sales model, because it's not just the big CEOs then that are making money that they're financially set. Hundreds of thousands of families can be financially blessed this way as we get to bring this product to market. So this is something else that's really, really setting us apart, and we're just at the beginning of it. We have something called Open API. And what that means is we have over 200 app developers right now working on creating apps for our device. So they're going to take the biometrics that it reads today and make things that, you guys, the sky is going to be the limit here. I mean, we're going to have customized fitness programs, and they've talked about like lie detector stuff and blood oxygen and fertility. And it's going to be incredible where this is going to go, which is really exciting because it's going to make our device continue to increase in value and be even more customizable for our customers and to meet the needs that they might specifically have or want. And I like to relate this to the story of Apple, because to think about this from the business perspective, back in 2007, when Apple entered the mobile, the mobile phone market, it was Motorola and Nokia at the time that really dominated the space. And it wasn't because Apple had great hardware or their touch screen. It was because of the entrance of their app store that made them wipe out the competition. The first year they had 800 apps on the app store, and now today they have 2.3 million apps. And that is responsible for $3 billion in revenue every single month as people download apps. It's called microtransactions. Well, bringing that to our conversation here, as we are launching this app store, we actually have Antonio De Rosa on staff with World. He designed the Hilo, and he is actually the concept designer for the iPhone 5 through 7. So he was with Apple as they went through that whole growth period, and he said he sees our app store doing for the Hilo what the Apple App Store did for the iPhone and wipe out the competition. And so what that also means for us as distributors, as people, we have an app that just runs our Hilo. It's a free app. There's a banner across the bottom that says Hilo App Store. All people will have to do is go into their Hilo App Store and download other apps that they want for their device. And all of that will be income that then comes up to our organization, and we get paid out on that. So it's one of the residual income components of what we do. So the fourth point is our incredibly easy systems. So you guys most likely got sent a 3 or 7 minute video to watch. That's how we share it. So we have a 3-minute video that really just showcases the Hilo for customers. We have a 7-minute video that also introduces the business opportunity. And then we have a 30-minute webinar, or we do launch calls like this for our partners as they're starting also, just to kind of share it. So we call it Network Marketing for 2017. It's truly a home-based business. Everything is done from my phone and from my computer. In fact, we were in Jamaica a couple months ago, and I was doing calls just like this from our resort balcony. And my husband and I were like, yeah, we could get used to this. This is pretty nice. So it's super flexible to fit any type of family, any type of lifestyle. You can take your business on the go with you wherever. And this on the bottom here is just a snapshot from an organization called Business for Home. You can go to businessforhome.org to see kind of the full list. And on this site, they have a list of the top 200 network marketers and their earnings. And what really stands out here, and kind of my point, is 10% of that list is with World Global Network already. And everybody else on this list has been, one of the key components is they're with their company from the beginning, but it's 15, 20 years, and they get to be on this top 200 list. So on here, number 4, Nat and Shanita Pranaputra, this is number 4 in the entire world. They're at 1.2 million a month right now. And all of these other people, you can see here what they're making. But it's not, while those numbers are impressive, the main point here is the incredibly compressed time frames that people are earning this kind of income. So the longest, again, is 14 months. And it's because of all these things we're mentioning, of this being category creator in technology, why it's moving so fast, and our easy systems. And then also we have a ridiculous compensation plan. So this shows you where we've come already. And this slide was shown us in Thailand, and I was absolutely blown away, because when we got involved, one of the questions I had was, so what happens when Apple can do blood glucose? Because it's coming. There's going to be other companies out there that are going to catch up to the technology. And I was quickly understood that's okay. Competition isn't bad. That shows there's a demand for something. But the goal of the company was only to have a 3% market share. Because at 3%, that makes us a $3 billion company. So we just needed a small slice of where this growth is going. Well, when we were shown this, that after 10 short months, World already has 5% market share. And we have surpassed Microsoft, Sony, and Jawbone in this wearable tech space, and are already number 4 in just 10 months. And that's unheard of for a product that's never been done before. And we're already projected to sell another 1 million units just this year. So pretty sure we're going to wrap up the year at number 2 in all of wearable technology as far as the companies go. So the whole goal goal now has totally been reconsidered, and pretty confident we're going to dominate this space. So something else exciting, one thing I want to mention that we have also is called BioZen. It's a sticker chip that you put on the back of your technology devices. So you can see here I have one on the back of my phone. And what this does is it blocks the electromagnetic radiation that comes out of my phone. And you put it on all of your technology devices. So your tablets, your laptops, that kind of thing. Because we know that we're more plugged in than ever before in history because our phones are so multifunctional. And there's so many different tablets and devices out there now that they're really starting to do research on what does the long-term effects of being so wired due to how our body functions and whatnot. And they're starting to show more and more that it's not that cumulative effect isn't good. So we have a sticker chip that you can put that minimizes that. The next product that we're going to be launching is actually a phone. It's called the Infolio. It's going to be an Android voice phone, and it has that BioZen chip built into it. So it'll be the first electromagnetic radiation-free phone in the world. I already have people that, as they're starting to hear about this, have said, let me know as soon as that phone comes out, because they want to be one of the first to get on the pre-order list. Of course, it's also a super sleek phone because Antonio designed it. It's got a 4 to 5 day battery life. The screen goes all the way to the edges of the phone. It's a pretty great phone, just beyond just being also that electrosmog free. So my 5th point is our compensation plan. So if you've been in the industry before, this will mean a little bit more to you. So we have a 21% binary that we pay out to infinite depths. We also have up to 10 generations of check match. So it's crazy. I've never seen a compensation plan like this before. And for those that this is maybe your first time hearing network marketing speak, just to suffice it to say that I've been witnessed 6- and 7-figure earners walk away from the companies that they've been with to come to World to start from scratch because of all that we have going on here. This company, even at the national conventions for all of network marketers, World Global Network is the company everybody is watching because of how fast it's growing and rising to the top. So how do you get started here? Basically, you just have to pick a pack, and that's how you get started. So if you're on here, you just think this device is pretty exceptional, and you are looking at maybe just being a customer with us, this personal pack here for $349 is going to be your best bet. You end up getting the germanium stones for free with this. So you get the halo, you get the set of colored bands, which you can see I have a blue band on here. It comes with black, and then you can get the bands that you can switch out the colors. And the germanium stones actually snap onto the inside of the band, and it helps decrease inflammation. It helps increase blood flow. And the studies they're doing on it right now, actually, because they're trying to get more and more stuff to that data to show people, because we've gotten a huge draw from the scientific community. We're going to have a blood oxygen app come out soon, and it's showing that within 10 minutes of people wearing these stones, it's been increasing their blood oxygen levels by 1 to 2 points. So that's really exciting. Most of our business builders come in with either the family pack or the premium pack. The family pack is $13.49. You get 4 helos, 4 sets of the colored bands, and then 4 of those BioZen chips. You end up saving about $700. The premium pack is $19.99, and you get 6 sets of everything basically. So you get all the BioZen are free with this pack. So you end up saving about $1,200 there. For those that really like the BioZen, you can also add this additional pack to get more BioZen. So you get 30 plus 8 free there. So you just pick your pack and we get you started. The last thing that we have that I want to touch on that most all of our business builders are on, and I have tons of customers that choose to be on loyalty also, it's $59 a month. What that is you get a protection plan for your devices, for your Hilo, for the phone. If you were to just break it, you run over it, however you want to break it, you can replace up to 2 devices per year. You also get the upgraded app to get that cloud storage for unlimited over time. You get 75 points in your back office, which these next 2 things are what make it a no-brainer for people. You get 75 points, which are the equivalent to dollars in your back office account, and then you can use that to buy the phone when it comes out, or there will be next generation Helos or more BioZen or whatever it is that you want to buy. You can use those dollars towards that. And you also get an extra 1% commission. So now that's where you get you have a 20% binary, you get this extra 1%, and they just save it in your back office account it's called your money box, which is like a savings account. And we speak in terms of sales volumes here at World because we're an international company. We're actually, you can build this business in every country in the world except for Korea. So it's cool because for all the international contacts you have, the world is literally your playground. But so we speak in terms of sales volume. And so every month when people's loyalty membership renews, you get paid that fast start bonus back out again, and you get $6 into the binary that you get paid out on. So this is our residual income component of the second part that we have here. And it's really the industry standard. So if you're familiar with other companies that maybe have, supplements you get every month or the skincare line or whatever, that's their residual income component. Here, the industry standard is 10 to 12% that people get on their auto ship and stay on it. Here we have a 78% because they've made it such an incredible value. So you just build up your customer base. You go out there. Over the last 6 months, we've grown our organization to over 500 people. Most everyone's on loyalty. You can kind of do the math for that. And just, forward 2-3 years down the road, just the residual income component of this program, it's just like second to none. So I covered a lot of points on here. I'd like to open it up for questions for you guys in case anything wasn't clear, anything I can dive into a little bit more. But really, this just kind of summarizes it. We have an absolutely incredible opportunity that has never been done before. And we always like to say every opportunity has an expiration date because, guys, really we have timing on our side right now. There is only 10,000 business builders between the US and Canada as we launch this device around the world. And I love this quote by Bill Gates. The secret of success in business is detecting where the world will go and getting there first. So guys, as we wrap this up, I encourage you to let Jenny know one of two things, or one of three things actually. If you decided, it's not for you, we encourage you, if you will just give her a referral. If you know anybody in your life that maybe could benefit from an opportunity like this or might be, interested in partnering with us to launch this company around the world, if you could do that for us. Also, if you just maybe have some more questions, again, stay on. We are happy to answer any questions you might have, or let her know if you're just in and you're ready to go, because part of the compensation plan dynamic we have here, which is really cool, once you get enrolled, you get your spot in the organization. And we just build out 2 teams. So as you come in, then everything that we do tomorrow and the next day and going forward actually ends up going underneath you, and you get to benefit from that volume. So I was in the company Jenny and I were both in before. That didn't matter when anybody enrolled with us. It was all the same. But here that timing matters. So since I didn't understand that, I make sure other people do, because, and I'll stop sharing my screen as you're seeing my calendar here. We did a few days of research on it. We had to check it out. I was part of another company that we loved. Within that time frame, I think it was 2 days, 7 people enrolled in that meantime while we were looking at it. So now they get to earn off of us, except rather than us off of them. So just kind of keep that in mind also. So thank you guys for jumping on here. I am going to close this out so I can jump to my laptop so my husband can get on here and edit photos. So just if you have questions, just jump back on here and I'm happy to answer anything. Just go right back to the link and you'll come back into this meeting room. Okay? Sound good, Jen? Okay, I'll see you guys in a minute.